I guarantee if you use AI in your business processes and workflows, you're going to end up saving a lot more time and money than the average person who does not, even if you don't have a technical degree or really are that familiar with computers. Today, I'm going to show you a very simple AI workflow about renewing a commercial real estate lease. Okay, so let's go. Look, I've seen it with my own eyes, property owners, brokers, developers, juggling lease abstracts, rent escalations, renewal terms, legal disclaimers. And then you look at something like this document right here, and it looks simple, right? You're just going to go and replace this word, you're going to replace this, and then, oh, wait a minute. Now you need to adjust the margins here and add a column. It's a low key time suck. It's something that really sneaks up on you. And then you realize that you're just doing low impact administrative work. It's just not what you signed up to do. But then just like imagine flipping this on its head completely. And so instead of all of that, you can just speak into this proposal generator here and then drag in maybe a rent roll, for example. So that's two fields, just one text field and one file field. And in the time that it takes you to just describe what the details are, like you would to maybe an assistant or an intern or something like that, you've already filled out the document. So let me just go ahead and show you how we can take a document like this and update all the details with the stuff that you need in a very short amount of time just by speaking it in there. All right, so let's fill out some details here. I'm just going to go ahead and do a speech to text in here, like you could just do on your phone. Okay, so the recipient is going to be Connor Johnson. It's going to be 3195 Younghart Way, Castle Rock, Colorado, 80109. The date of the letter is going to be January 29th, 2025. The business entity is Connor Johnson Corporation. There is no DBA. The fair market value is $1.20. The tenant name is going to be McDonald's Corporation. Tenant address is going to be 3195 Younghart Way. Again, the square footage is going to be 1,060 square feet. It's for office space. The renewal commencement date is February 14th. The number of options is 2, a 1-year and a 2-year for option 1 and option 2, respectively. The monthly discount is going to be 2% for option 1 and 3% for option 2. And there is no annual rent increase for option 1, and there is 3% annual rent increase for option 2, and there are no additional terms. Easy enough. And then let's just go ahead and drag in a rent roll here. There you go. And that's it. Easy as that. We just go ahead and just submit the entire form. Right here, we're going to have our workflow. It's just going to get the form and it's going to fill it all out with our AI automation. All right, now the automation is done and it's filled out our form for us here. Here we are. Click the link to the Google Doc and let's check it out. Cool. Easy as that. Here's all the stuff that got changed. Change that, change that, change that, change that. All this stuff got changed. It added all these things and it would correctly identify how many rows it needs to add as well. Get rid of all the highlights and just send this off. And if you ever need to adjust your template, you can adjust it directly in the application. This is called Notion. So this whole thing was built in Notion, but you could easily build it out in whatever. To do all this, I like to follow a 4-step process here. One, we're just going to go ahead and build out the template for this. I'm using Google Docs. You build out the template, you figure out what it needs to look like. You can do this in Google Docs or Word, etc. And then 2, you go over here to the automation platform. I'm using make.com. You build out the automation, have it fill out all the things, do all the calls to the AI and all that stuff. And then 3, you just go in there and then you're going to create a form that you fill out. In this case, I've got this form right here. Super simple. Okay. And then 4, you just fill out the form and then double check it, send it off. Now, There's a lot of opportunity here to go ahead and expand this process. For example, you might not even need some of this information. You might have like just a database of your tenants in there and their renewal commencement dates, and then this could just generate automatically for you. But we don't need to get that complicated just yet because this already solves a little bit of a problem. Now, that being said, you probably are thinking, well, won't AI be inaccurate with this? Actually, this is extremely accurate. In fact, you're probably going to be inaccurate by going through and missing something that you didn't update or anything like that. This scenario is a lot more robust. I'm not asking it to generate the entire document from scratch. What I'm asking it to do is just call out these very specific things. Okay. Other people are going to be doing this. This is a very simple thing that you can do to set up. I've got no formal coding background. You don't need to be a computer expert, anything like that. You can just set this up either on your own or with somebody who's keen on these things. All right, and then look, I've spent thousands of hours on AI tools, but my actual background is real estate development and even construction. So I've done my best to avoid low impact tasks. So I've like fully invested in learning how to build these automations. When you create a system like this, you now have something that you can improve on and iterate on and maybe expand and build out some of the capabilities that I talked about earlier. And then next thing you know, you're like the person who can do an entire team's worth of work in 5 minutes. Just like how cash is leverage, technology can be leverage as well. This is something that's going to get more and more important as things progress. If you're serious about learning what AI can do, follow me. I talk about this stuff exclusively, and I actually build it out too. Very specific use cases for AI and a workflow, and not just pie in the sky stuff either, just stuff that you can use. And remember, this is a skill. This is a system that's going to keep giving back to you over time. And AI is here. It's the future, and you can either get on the bus or get left behind. Go ahead and start thinking about this stuff now. Let's keep at it.